and protect them as they serve our country. May they know your love. Following St. Ignatius and living our Jesuit mission, bless them with the foolishness to believe they can make a difference. May their integrity and courage be a gift to the world, and may the Spirit of God be with them always. As you have led them in the past, may your hand be with them in their future lives all around the world. May your love and light and grace fill this day with joy and celebration. And may they too, may all that is unlived in them blossom yet into a future graced with love. Ad maiorem Dei gloriam, to the greater glory of God. Amen.
The commissioning ceremony marks the tradition from cadet to Army officer. Before these cadets enter into the ranks of the officer corps, we are reminded that they follow in the footsteps of many outstanding USF Dons Battalion Army ROTC commissionees. After commissioning, our newly appointed second lieutenants will enter, either join active duty or the reserves, and become the newest leaders in the U.S. Army. This year, the Dons Battalion program at the University of San Francisco celebrates its 88th anniversary. Founded in 1936, the program has produced some of the finest officers and leaders in our nation. The USF Army ROTC program is older than most organizations on campus, and older than many of the colleges that make up the university. Throughout our 88-year history, Army ROTC and the University of San Francisco have forged a very solid partnership, rich in tradition and in mutual support. It's a tradition dedicated to providing the finest leaders in our Army. The USF ROTC program is the host program for the Sonoma State, San Francisco State, and Dominican and Academy of the Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Elliott, USF's Professor of Military Science, will now make a few remarks and introduce our special guests.
Friends of the Don Battalion, thanks for coming. Fellow service members, families and friends, and our fantastic commissionees. It's great to have a packed house. I don't think we've had a packed house yet for our ROTC commissioning post-COVID, so this is great. So thanks for everyone for coming. Joe Johnson, thanks for making it back to your alma mater for us today. That's an awesome special event for us. We also have quite a few university leaders with us today, including current four members of the Board of Trustees, deans, vice presidents, and our friends at projects and facilities that got us our ACFT field going, which is great. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you for coming. I'd also like to specifically recognize Father Paul, Dean Fry Bowers, and then Father Godfrey for your continued support always with the ROTC program. Always making sure Reserve Ambassador Mr. Derek Tolliver, who are here today. Thank you for coming. And all of you make this significant event help make this a significant event for our program, the Army and our nation, and your presence confirms that. So thank you very much. Our class of 2024 you have in front of us is truly amazing. I'd like to recognize a couple of cohort here that are part of this team that are going to commission in a couple of days or months. So Cadet Chen, Cadet Nelson, Cadet Bowsler, Cadet Alvarado will commission later this summer or in a couple of weeks. Cadet Acevedo, Cadet Cunningham, I think there are some of these folks are in the audience. Cadet Escalante, Cadet Khan, Cadet Lona, Cadet Padawaran, and Cadet Zoo will commission, if not in December, but next year. But we're a part of this class, so appreciate all of you guys and what you've done with this team. This is a remarkable group. We actually have 8 distinguished military graduates this year, which is phenomenal and really unheard of. So if you look at the program, you see them star top 20% of our nation's ROTC grads, which is fantastic. We have 3, absolutely. We have 3 cadet recondos as well, which means they did a great job of cadet summer training last year. And I just want to say what's even more impressive about these leaders is what they've done over the past year as seniors. Each one of you has improved as leaders, improved as followers, which is always a challenge, right? And then as people in the last year as ROTC. Because we want you to be great people as well. We treat this year as their capstone. We challenge them in many different ways, and they led tremendously. And so they ran the program this last year and did a great job. So way to go, guys. To your family and friends who are watching today or on live streaming, you should be proud of the second lieutenants. Thank you for supporting them along the journey, and ask you to keep supporting them in the future. All right, enough for me. So General Johnson, sir, thank you for coming. He's currently stationed at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Your favorite place to be, Fort Knox. You have to go back there, right? He wears many hats at Fort Knox. The biggest one, I think, is the 63rd Adjutant General of the Army. He may have something to do with IPSA, so if you get any complaints about logging in, make sure you hit them up afterwards. It'll be good. Just kidding, sir. Sorry.
Or your assignments.
There you go. Yeah, we have a couple of those, sir. We talk assignments for sure. But it's great to have a distinguished military graduate from USF back from the Dons Battalion. Really makes it special for us, sir. So thank you so much for coming back today and having us all have someone to aspire to be. Without that, sir, you come forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me, Lieutenant Colonel Elliott. Big thanks to you with this, giving me this honor to be here today. So I really appreciate it. The one thing you probably missed that's more important with my bio is I am married to the Tiffany Curva, not Tiffany Johnson, who was also a 1998 graduate of this program, as is UNG. So with her, I've had 4 kids, and honestly, that's probably the biggest achievement I have made in my life. Not making GO, not being the Adjutant General of the Army, but beautiful San Francisco day. So I'm gonna start this by thanking a few folks. I think it's important, especially in today's times, to talk about the journey of these fine here to be second lieutenants. And up front, it's really about the families, etc. But before I get there, I do want to mention again, Mark Benton, thank you for being here. Cassador, Secretary of the Army, Honorable Mark Benton, your support's fantastic, and I appreciate that. Derek Tolliver here as well. Thank you for your support. And Father President, somewhere here, there we go. Father President, thank you for being here today. Your support is tremendous. Even in my day in '97, which seems like a long time ago, the support from the administration and the Jesuits in particular has been fantastic and phenomenal. It has definitely left an imprint on me and my wife, and I just really appreciate that continued support that you have for these fine leaders of service. And I underline that very, very deliberately, leaders of service that are staying in front of you. So Father President, thank you for being here and your great support to the United States Army and this ROTC program. But even more importantly, I think you family, friends, mothers, fathers, grandparents, friends at large, thank you for the support of these fine officers that are sitting in front of you. Your support, your advocacy, your influence just means a tremendous amount. And I, from the Army's standpoint, say thank you for your support of these lieutenants through their journey so far, and what we'll look forward to continued support as they serve out in our ranks on the active side and the reserve side. So I just want to say thank you for being here today. It's great to have a packed house, and I'm glad we're getting out of the COVID stance where no one would show up to these kinds of events. So really, really appreciate you being here today. I do want to recognize the cadre, and they're sprinkled around the room. Lieutenant Colonel Elliott, Major B in the back, Master Sergeant Sand up front, Sergeant First Class R, you're in the back. Major Cabrillo is also here. Mr. Long and Ms. Longren are all really charged with the development of these lieutenants in front of you. And that's their sole job in the Army and associated with this ROTC detachment. It is not always easy, right, to mentor young persons that are going through college, as you all probably know. But I really appreciate your dedication to that development and your blood, sweat, and tears to the dedication to make these leaders the best leaders that they can be before they go out into the Army. And so really from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You've been instrumental in their development, and you have to know that you've made a tremendous difference. So please be proud of what you have done. I can name off the top of my head my cadre here. I'll only mention the NCOs because that's who really, really matters. Sorry, Lieutenant Colonel Elliott, but for me, it resonated with the NCOs. Sergeant First Class Price, Master Sergeant Moon, Master Sergeant Johnson. We still keep in touch with all three of them today. So I'm 27 years later, and I still have a family relationship with these NCOs that taught us, developed us, and put us out in the Army. So again, let's do a round of applause for the cadre. It is great to be back in the city, especially with such great weather, and 50 degrees is great weather. It's fantastic. But you know, as a fellow Don and graduate at USF, very, very honored to host this, and sincerely thank you, you sitting in the front for choosing to serve. And really, this is the last thank you I'll have overall. But hey, thank you for deciding to serve. Thank you to serve. You know, and that's really coming from the bottom of my heart, but also those that serve. We need leaders today to serve. We need leaders from across the United States to serve. This is why families are so important in your advocacy, because your nation's army needs leaders like this to serve. The United States will have an army, and we want to be led by the best, and you are the best. 8 DMGs is a little unprecedented, as your PMS stated, but I just want to say, hey, thank you from the bottom of my heart for serving, and thank you for that, for you choosing to serve and serve our nation now. And this is significant for a couple of reasons. You know, one, the military is just not a profession. It is a profession, but it's not just that. It's really a way of life. And these lieutenants don't necessarily know that yet, but as they get out to their units and they get surrounded by their units and their men and women that they serve with, and they deploy and they work hard and they train and they prepare, they'll start to understand that much, much more than what they do right now. But this job's also about service and sacrifice. And USF knows a little bit about sacrifice. It has a tremendous history of veterans from World War I in Korea, but also a significant legacy of those that served over the last 25 years in combat. And you've lost alumni in that fight. So USF knows a little bit about service and sacrifice. You probably already know, but you know, family, you may not. Only 0.5% served in the Army, or the military in general. 0.5% of America serves in our military today. So we're just a tiny fraction of folks that are willing to raise their hand, state the oath, and then serve our nation, and really have no real choice how they get to utilize, right? So if we're in time of need, this is who will serve your Army out in those dangerous areas. So your dedication and decision to serve, I think, has also inspired others. But I also want you to take pride in that decision to serve and take pride in our profession. As you begin your journeys, though, I want to share a couple other reflections as we get through this ceremony today. First and foremost, I think you need to remember that leadership's not about the rank that you wear on your uniform or the authority that you'll have in command. True leadership's about the example that you set, the values that you uphold, and the commitment you demonstrate to your mission and to your teams. Commitment to becoming better and making your teams better will show. This is noticeable by all, and it's really what true leadership is. It's not about what you wear on your rank. It's about what you do every day. Secondly, never forget the importance of leading by example. It ties really to that first one. Your actions will speak louder than your words ever can. Show your dedication, show your work ethic, work as a team, help each other, support your peers, Be professional in everything you do. Whether it's at PT, whether you're in the field, whether you're deployed, whether you're on the battlefield, your soldiers will look to you for inspiration and guidance. Lead with courage, conviction, and compassion. Thirdly, always prioritize the welfare of your soldiers. Right? If you remember a couple of things of this speech, that's one of them. I'm getting to one other one. Take care of your people. Take care of your people. Take care of your people. There's one intent, mission statement, and guidance statement that I have as the Adjutant General of the Army. It's that. It's take care of people. We're in charge of most HR administrative actions for the Army. And I tell my folks that work for me that it's all about the soldiers. It's all about their families. And so if you take care of people, not only will they take care of you, but your unit's going to be much better. When called upon, that unit's going to act and do what you need. If you don't take care of them, that doesn't really happen. So if you take one thing away from this, just remember that. Fourth, never stop learning and growing as a leader. Hey, you got this BA degree or you got a master's degree, that's fantastic. You need to be lifelong learners. The world is changing so fast right now that you need to continue to develop your skill sets, you need to continue to read, you need to continue to learn, you need to continue to experience. If you serve 20 years, this Army will be radically different than it is today. Things are changing at that pace. You growing as a leader is really important. Also, maintain your integrity and uphold the Army values at all times, specifically when no one's looking. That's the true test, right? That's the true test. You're going to do the right thing always. And the true test is you're doing the right thing when no one's looking. At my levels, hey, someone's always looking. That may not be the case as a second lieutenant, but then again, it probably is. So just do the right thing when no one's looking. And remember that your trust and respect to your soldiers are earned through your actions, and again, not through your words. And so taking care of people and remembering that fact is really key. I think maybe the next important thing that I would tell you, and again, if you just remember two things, take care of people. The other is, you got to really relish in these relationships that you've built here at USF over the last several years. I graduated 27 years ago with 19 folks up in Lone Mountain. It looks a little different today, Lone Mountain. I would say it looks a little better, Fog President. It looks a little better. But 19 of us graduated, and we were part of probably about the same size. We were probably about 90 cadets overall in the battalion at the time in the 90s. We are still friends today. Some are still serving, a lot of transition, they're in different jobs, they're all over the place. But we still get together. We still get together and go to Don's games in random places, like DC, like in Vanderbilt, etc. We still talk together all the time. But over the last 20 years, we also leaned on each other. We also supported each other. In combat, we had each other's backs, and we got support from each other. I would tell you, hey, really foster these relationships you've already built. And part of it is you've done things here that you will remember. And I'm telling you, you may not believe this, but you're going to remember it 20 years from now. I mean, you're going to remember running up to Twin Peaks, right? You're going to remember going down to Christie Field and doing, potlucks. You're going to remember Camp Park, this place. I guarantee you're going to remember Fort Hunter Liggett, right? And you're going to remember, right? You're going to remember some of that shared experience of doing squad and sticks lanes and sweating and getting stuff done, right? And then, I don't know, eating MREs, you still do that?
Some of us do.
Okay, so you're going to remember all that. But more importantly, hey, this world is built off of relationships, right? This world is built on relationships. So start to learn that even more as you get out into the force and you work with folks and you're connected to folks, over time. In conclusion, as you stand on the threshold of this commissioning into our United States Army, always remember where you came from. Always remember where you came from. and remember those that have come before you. Again, deep tradition here at the USF of service. Remember why you serve and what it means. When the times get tough, look to the left and right. Look to the left and right. And always follow your oath. And we're going to do this oath here in a minute. Always follow your oath and do the right thing. It's imperative for the nation that you do both of those. It's imperative. I'm excited for you, as you can't tell, right? Super excited for you and your journey to come. It's going to be tough, it's going to be challenging, but your passion, your enthusiasm, your dedication to service will get you through. So when you're down, call a friend. When you're down, just power through. When you're down, work as a team with your units. They'll take care of you. Congratulations to each of you and every one of you. May you go forth with pride and continue to commit to excellence as commissioned officers of the greatest army of the world. That's our United States Army. Dons lead the way. Go Dons. Be all you can be. This I'll defend. Thank you.
And being a part of our special guest day today. Lieutenant Colonel Elliott will now present Brigadier General Johnson with a token of appreciation from the Dons Battalion. Each cadet will now be administered the oath of office and become the Army's newest second lieutenants. The oath we hear today is essentially the same oath taken by American officers since 1776. The wording has evolved over time, however. The vow to support and defend the Constitution remains the same. Following the administration of the oath of office, the second lieutenant rank will be pinned on the Army's newest leaders. Following the pinning, stand by to witness their first official act as an officer, receiving a salute. The class of 2024 will now receive their oath of office by Brigadier General Johnson. Cadets, please stand.
State your name. I, do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear or affirm.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Of the office.
Of the office.
Of which I am about to enter.
Of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Special guest. We will now welcome Colonel Retired Stephen Parrish Sr., Cadet Parrish's father, for his oath of office.
I state your name.
I, Gabriel Parrish,
Having been appointed an officer
having been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States,
in the Army of the United
in
States,
the rank of second lieutenant,
in the rank of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
We will now welcome Major Brian Kamintuan, Cadet Allegiance spouse, for her oath of office.
I, Kate Legion, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. I will discharge the duties of the office that I'm about to enter. So help me God.
We will now welcome Major Retired Rich Ritchie, Cadet Martinez's uncle, for her oath of office.
I state your name.
I, Samantha Martinez,
Having been appointed
having been appointed
an officer in the Army
an officer of the Army
of the United States
of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely,
That I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
of the office of which to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
We will now welcome Second Lieutenant Xavier Hunter, Cadet Hunter's brother, for his oath of office.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Zachary Hunter,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
have been appointed an officer in the United States Army
in the rank of second lieutenant,
in the rank of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Very good. Bring it.
We will now begin the pinning ceremony. Cadets are joined by their family and friends on stage and have selected individuals who have greatly assisted them in obtaining their goal of earning a commission in the Army. These individuals will pin the second lieutenant rank on the Army's newest leaders and stand by to witness their first official act as an officer, receiving their first salute. The first salute will be given to them by a current or retired enlisted member. As is tradition in the United States Army, these newly commissioned officers present a silver dollar to the first enlisted service member to render them a salute. The presentation of the coin symbolically acknowledges the receipt of respect due the new rank and position. This ritual recognizes those who have paved the way and is a commitment to serve with the same honor. Lieutenant Chomel and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Chomel earned a bachelor's degree in psychology and from the University of San Francisco. He was selected to join the Army Reserves in the Adjutant General Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by his mom, Teresa Chomel, and his cousin, Joel Alejandro and Miguel Ramirez. Lieutenant Chomel will now receive his first salute from Sergeant Carl Loma.
Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Chomel. Lieutenant Harper and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Harper earned a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of San Francisco. He was selected to active duty in the Medical Service Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by Raylene and Jackson Harper. Lieutenant Harper will now receive his first salute from Dr. Charlie Harper. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Harper. Lieutenant Hunter and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Hunter earned a bachelor's degree in politics from the University of San Francisco. He is a distinguished military graduate and was selected to active duty in the Military Intelligence Branch. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by his father, David Hunter, and his mother, Terry Hunter. Lona.
Sir.
Second Lieutenant Hunter. Lieutenant Lee and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Lee earned a bachelor's degree in history from the University of San Francisco. He was selected to active duty in the Ordnance Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by his father, Albert Lee, and mother, Sergeant Retired Nancy Wood. Lieutenant Lee will now receive his first salute from his mother, Sergeant Retired Nancy Wood. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Lee. Lieutenant Legion and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Legion earned a bachelor's degree in communication studies and a minor in health studies from the University of San Francisco. She is a distinguished military graduate and was selected to active duty in the Medical Service Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by her spouse, Major Brian Permintuan, and her three nieces, Destiny, Saldate, Chloe, and Abby Leon. Lieutenant Legion will now receive her first salute from Sergeant Carl Lona.
Down. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant. Lieutenant Martinez and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Martinez earned a bachelor's degree in chemistry from the University of San Francisco. She was selected to join the Army Reserves in the Adjutant General Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by her mother, Ruella Alvarez, and her father, Raul Martinez. bachelor's degree in nursing from the University of San Francisco. He is a distinguished military graduate and was selected to active duty in the Nurse Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by his father, T. Wen, and mother, Pauline Wen. Lieutenant Wen will now receive his first salute from his cousin, Marine Corps Sergeant Claude Wen.
Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Wen. Lieutenant Parrish and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Parrish earned a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of San Francisco. He was selected to active duty in the Transportation Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by his parents, Stephen and Cecily Parrish. Lieutenant Parrish will now receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Sixturin Sam.
Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Parrish. Lieutenant Ramirez and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Ramirez earned a bachelor's degree in politics from the University of San Francisco. He is a distinguished military graduate and was selected to active duty in the infantry branch. The rank of second lieutenant. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by his parents, Scott and Christina Ramirez. Lieutenant Ramirez will now receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Sixturin Sam. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Ramirez. Architecture from the University of San Francisco. She is a distinguished military graduate and was selected to active duty in the Medical Service Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by her parents, Troy and Devlin Raposo. Lieutenant Raposo will now receive her first salute from Sergeant Retired Kevin Lua. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Raposo. Lieutenant Reese and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Reese earned a bachelor's degree in politics from the University of San Francisco. He was selected to active duty in the Ordnance Branch. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by his parents, Manny and Jennifer Reese. Lieutenant Reese will now receive his first salute from Petty Officer 3rd Class Justin Brazil.
Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Reese. Lieutenant Phil Delgado and your guests, please join us on the stage. Lieutenant Phil Delgado earned a bachelor's degree in nursing from the University of San Francisco. She is a distinguished military graduate and was selected to active duty in the Nurse Corps. The rank of second lieutenant will be affixed by her mother, Fritzi Verano Vil Delgado, and her friend, Emilio Esteban. concludes the Spring 2024 commissioning ceremony. Please congratulate our new lieutenants and join the USF's Dawn Battalion Cadre Cadets for refreshments here in the auditorium. Please, family and friends, you may come up and take photos of your family on the stage. Again, congratulations. Go Battalion.